Good afternoon, you guys. Welcome. I know I'm a little bit late, but that's just how things go sometimes. This is Live with Rick Dancer. We are inside the Hult Center, the Hult Center for the Performing Arts here in Eugene. And we're here because there's an anniversary coming up, the 35th anniversary of the opening of the Hult Center here in Eugene. It was a big deal then. It is a huge deal now. There's going to be a big 80s party, and you're all invited. It's going to be dress up like the 80s and come down and watch a couple of movies from the 80s. And then there's going to be a big dance party inside here. Now this is more like it. Now I'm seeing you people just flying on here. I knew something was wrong. I'm not that bad. I understand these things. So you guys, we're going to tell you where these beams came from. We're going to show you some of the original swag that was here in the early days that people probably still have. And we're going to talk about that party so you can get signed up. It's coming up on the 16th, and that's where you're going to want to be. But first, I want to introduce you to a guy who is one of the original employees, and he still works here. Alex, so here you are. Alex, look at you. Now they're coming on. This, you can go wherever you want, dude. So this is Alex. What's your last name, Alex?
Fontaine.
Fontaine. He started here the day this place opened. What was it like here that day on September 24th of...
Pretty exciting, as everybody was scrambling to get it open. It wasn't quite ready, but they were getting it. They were still putting paving stones in out here, the dog biscuits they call them. They were still installing those, and we that afternoon we got called in just to put a red ribbon around the building that someone had donated, just
wow.
to wrap it like a gift, to Eugene.
So this room was just full of donors, the Chambers, the Holts, because the whole family, the Jacobs family, because all those families donated to get this thing built.
They did, yeah. Many untold citizens did too, but those were the ones that stand out because they were primary donors.
Why did we need the Hult Center so badly? Why was it such an addition for the community?
Well, the I-5 corridor, everyone wanted a performing arts center. They wanted to get the kind of performances in here that you just couldn't book into some of the local venues, which at the time was South Eugene High School was very popular. It was a very capable venue for performances, both orchestral and performance-wise. Eugene Ballet performed there until they got into the hall for a while, a number of years. But we had Oregon Repertory Theater, or the Eugene Hilton, who did downtown mall performances in the summer, performance on the mall, theater in the mall. And then we had LCC, that was Ed Ragazzino, was very influential in getting the Hult Center
Denise Barrett says she saw George Carlin here shortly after it opened.
Oh yeah, George was here at least 3 times.
So this gave us a new caliber of entertainment.
It did, and it's on the I-5 corridor. And and in fact, for years it was a breath of fresh air to road crews coming through and touring shows because it was so modern and updated, and they could relax, get their laundry done, close by venues for eating, and the Hilton was right there, and the trucking was very easy. The dock is just right to the back of the theater, so it was like an oasis.
So what's your favorite memory? What's your favorite thing you could share with us?
Oh gee, I suppose
that you can talk about.
Well, just recently it was Robin Williams, having him here a few years back, because I knew Robin when I just met him at a summer theater stock in Marin County in San Rafael. They have a community theater, and he used to perform there back in the 70s, and so it was nice seeing him, and he really remembered that, and it was very refreshing, and bless his soul. But also Bruce Cockburn, the Talking Heads, opened their Burning Down the House tour here.
I remember seeing the Muppets here when my kids were really little, and my kids got to go downstairs and meet Groucho and the Muppets, and they were just, I mean, my boys are now 30, and they were like little 4 or 5-year-olds, and they grew up in this place. So that's why it's so important.
It is, yeah.
Well, thanks
for the whole community as a whole.
Well, thank you for hanging around for so long.
You're welcome. Well,
yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's one of the originals, and you guys, we have 2, so we have another original as well. But we're going to talk to Teresa, the general manager. Teresa, why don't you come over here for a second? We got people on here now. They're talking about their memories or what they remember about it. This is Teresa, the manager, general manager.
Yes.
So this is a huge deal.
It is. It's a big deal. We're pretty excited about the 35th. It's a huge deal for us to invite the community in and let them come in free of charge and experience the large hall, experience a huge screen, which they don't get very much when they go to see a movie anymore. but also just to come in and celebrate with us. And so we're very excited.
So, like anything in this community, this was not an easy build.
Nope.
There was controversy surrounding the building of the Hult Center.
Absolutely. There was controversy right up to the day of opening when they changed the name from the Eugene Performing Arts Center to the Hult Center for the Performing Arts, based on a gift from Nils and Jewel Hult. So I think there was controversy, but the people that really saw the vision kept going.
In the beginning, people used to think that it was too elite, it was too fancy for Eugene,
Right.
and that has turned out to be anything but true.
Anything but true. In fact, we really want to dispel that. This belongs to the community, and the gamut of performances that happen here, there is something here for everyone, and you don't have to dress up, you can dress down. Everyone is welcome in the capacity that they come in, and so we're always excited to welcome new people that have never attended, and our supporters that are here time after time after time. And so it's just a wonderful place for everyone.
And I'm gonna pat you on the back a little bit here, so don't get embarrassed. Just take it gracefully, okay? I've heard really great things about your leadership here.
Oh, thank you.
People really,
Thank you.
you're not afraid to go on the edge and go do some new things and really push. You, in fact, we are going to be, you guys for the first time in what, a decade, are going to be presenting again.
We actually returned to presenting last year with about 24 shows. This year we're going to hit about 30 to 35, and it's really important for us to be able to do that.
What does that mean? So people that don't know, because presenting is what? It's not like bringing in...
Presenting for us means that we go out and find the show and we bring it at our own risk. As opposed to, we have promoters that rent the halls, and even our local organizations rent the halls and present their own things. So what that does is that gives us our own personality and reach into the community, and it gives us a way to better respond to the community. We're so fortunate to have our resident companies that also do that, but they do that with one particular genre of the arts.
Right, you're talking like opera or ballet, that kind of thing,
and
symphony.
phenomenal job.
They're wonderful.
They're wonderful, but we also need to serve across the gamut to all of the other art forms that the community might enjoy.
So what are you bringing in? Tell me
So-
some
oh my
fun stuff.
gosh,
Come on,
so-
break some news here.
We have a wonderful partnership with Eugene Ballet to bring in Momix. I'm really excited about that. Garrison Keillor is coming. Postmodern Jukebox, don't miss that one. We have a series of National Geographic lectures. If you haven't been to them, go to them. They're a reasonable ticket, and these are phenomenal.
Isn't there something Star Warsy too?
One Man Star Wars coming in, which is
And
a
I
really
heard
cool
that
show.
they're on the same night as Garrison Keillor.
Yeah, yeah.
So this will
It's
be
like-
really interesting. We're gonna have the
Right.
Star Wars world and the Garrison
And
Keillor
the Garrison
world.
Keillor, we try to, that's
How
how
Eugene-
we roll.
how
That is how
Eugene-
Eugene rolls. And
You
so
can't be more Eugene than that, can you?
Yeah, right. And we have to be responsive to that, and that's what we want to do. And so we're really excited about this year and how we can partner with our organizations out into the community and also bring outreach opportunities for people that would never get the opportunity to come
Awesome
there.
place to do a carpet selfie. Note to self. That's what somebody just said on here. So you guys, the party is on the 16th of
Yes.
September. It's free.
It is free.
Do they need tickets or they just...
They do. For the screening, they need to come to our ticket office to get their free tickets, or they can go online. There's a small fee. That's just the online fee. It's minimal, but they can get them online as well. But just come on in and grab some tickets and come and enjoy.
So it's 2 showings of ET. There's going to be cake here to celebrate the birthday, and then this hall right in here is going to turn into a dance hall.
It is.
So
at
tell
the
me,
end of the night.
tell me about these timbers, because we have some pictures. Come over here, Teresa. This is awesome. People are loving it. Everybody's having a memory on here. They're all coming on. You can't see it, but they're all coming on here and saying, "I saw this there. I saw that there."
Yes.
So you guys, here's some pictures
Right.
of the building.
Of them putting that in. There are some wonderful stories that we've been capturing. The timbers are supposed to be evocative of the Doug firs of the Northwest. So really, this whole lobby has a definite theme to it.
And tell me, so a logger, they had to be helicoptered off of a ridge, didn't
I
they?
believe so,
To get
yes.
get these, and they were donated by a local man, a local.
Forward. And I'd like to tell you I remember every piece of that, but I do not.
Oh my gosh, that's how they were looking. So this is more pictures, you guys. This is when they finished the parking structure, because that was finished before the actual Hult Center.
Yes.
So they got that done. I love you guys putting who you saw here. That's really fun to see. And there's people working on those beams.
Yeah.
And these are the people who put this together. And it was such a huge project at the time.
It was a very large project.
And it was kind of us. I mean, you guys, it's just to give you some national publicity here. Look, this is architecture record, and we were featured in there
Right.
because of the design and how new it was and how interesting the look was in the day. And it was like nothing else anybody else had ever seen.
It was that next iteration of a performing arts center after, say, the Kennedy Centers and Lincoln Centers that were kind of a little bit hallowed halls.
Right.
And this really was built to welcome the community.
You guys, and everybody that came that night, I'm sorry, I'm looking down, got one of these, a pin.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little special pin they got.
Mm-hmm.
And they also got this keychain.
Yep.
And we are told that Fred Kraft still has this keychain and uses it on a daily basis.
Yes.
That's pretty neat.
Fred's pretty cool.
What else should people know?
You know, they should know that if you want to have a really fun time, they should come here. There is something for them, and we want to serve our community. And for the 35th, there we go. I'm dating myself here. To come and really have a good time. Come in the evening. You can bring your family. You can stay here and party. Do dress up if you want from the 80s, because we're going to have some throwback contests. And a really cool thing is we'll be announcing the winner of a year of performances here at the center, meaning they get tickets to a full year of Hult Presents.
Are you serious?
Our resident companies are participating, and our Broadway is participating. So these people get some tickets, and we've started reading the entries. And one of the most wonderful thing about our community is the entries. So many of them say, "I could do this for someone." They want to get them and give them. And so that's what the center's about. It's about giving and generosity, and that's what the arts are. So we're here.
Teresa, thank you.
You bet.
So I want to introduce you guys to somebody else who's new on staff, Rich. Rich, come here, buddy. You guys, this is Rich Hobby. So tell them what your job is. You're the guy who has to make everything interesting.
Yeah. So I'm the marketing manager here at the Hult Center, and it's my job to paint the lines and get you in the building.
So tell people I got to come down here and meet with Rich a while back, and it was so fun to dream with them, because you're really looking for some new interactive ways to make the place more for all kinds of people, for all age groups.
Mm-hmm. And really that ties into our Hult Presents series, and the Hult Presents series means that these are shows that we are bringing into the Hult Center that normally wouldn't have come through this region. And so we are looking to book about 30 to 40 shows. Some of those are going to be an evening with Garrison Keillor. We have the one-man Star Wars trilogy coming up, which is just one guy.
And I was telling people 2 nights, it's on the same night.
Yeah. So in one night we're going to have fans of Garrison Keillor and fans of Star Wars all in the same room, buying drinks at the same bar, and it's going to make for some pretty interesting people watching us.
Because I'm sure that the people with the Star Wars are dressing up.
Oh yeah, and it's encouraged for the Star Wars fans. If you're coming out to that show and you're not in a Jedi robe, then you're just disappointing all of the fans out there.
So as the marketing guy for this, what do you want people to think of when they think of the Hult Center for the future?
I want everyone to think that the Hult Center is a place for them, that it's a place to come to Eugene to enjoy the arts and to be inspired, and to just touch into that passion that is performance.
And what this building, and plus, I mean, you came from where? You're from Seattle?
Yeah, originally Seattle, but my whole family comes from the UK.
Really?
So a number of miles under our feet.
So when you come into a place like this and you're in Eugene, Oregon, which is still, we're a big city, but we're not huge. Mm-hmm. And to have this, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I will always remember the first time I walked into this building, and it's a gem. It's a complete, amazing achievement for this community to have achieved a venue of this capability. I mean, to have 2 theaters, the Silva and the Soaring, and the variety of things that you could bring into this community, it's monumental, and it's a triumph that this community accomplished in 1982.
So downstairs, changes to the Jacobs. Tell people, kind of give them. There we go. Okay. The cool thing downstairs, you're doing a change down there. So kind of tell people, we can't even get in down there right now.
Yeah. We're just updating the building so that we can do more around our events. So with the goal being that we're going to then have a full kitchen in the building, so that we're going to be able to offer more in terms of entertainment, do more in terms of pre and post events. I want to start having people come in and talk more about what they just saw on the stage and how it affected them, and share those stories and get the community more involved.
So a kitchen and a bar downstairs. So it'll be really accessible for people to come in and have, it'll be like a community center that way.
Yeah, and there's one show coming up this Halloween actually that we're really excited to bring in, which is Momix Opus Cactus, and it's these incredible dancers recreating creatures and wildlife of the desert through dance and movement. But it's also Halloween, so we're hoping that the best costume possibly aren't on stage, that they're going to be in the audience, and we want to have a little soiree at the end of the evening so people can just make Halloween their own and just have a great time.
Rich, is that one of the things that people are going to notice, I think, the most about the differences is that there's the performance on stage is going to be just part of the real performance of community that's going to happen in this place.
Yeah, and that touches back to the resident companies and what the mission of this building is that this is a place for Eugene to perform and enjoy the arts.
So we're happy to have you.
Oh yeah,
you guys, this guy's going to do some great stuff. I'm really excited. Just after meeting with him, it was really fun going, oh yeah, no, you should do this. Hey, Paul Bondi, you're going to have to come down here and play in the parking lot somewhere or something, you know? Yeah, just get your music down here, dude. He's on there. So Marsha's in the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're going to go back in the back. This is another 35-year employee. And this is Marsha. She's been in the ticket office for 35 years. And so I'm sure Marsha has got a couple of stories here. So hold on, we're going to traipse in here. There's a lady doing all the work right there, behind me. Marsha, come here. You guys, this is Marsha.
Hello.
So you've been here behind the ticket counter for 35 years.
I have.
So tell me that first night. What was that like?
A little bit of chaos, a lot of tension, but we were mostly prepared. It was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of people here in the box office, more people than we have now. So all the windows were open, and there were managers behind, and just waiting for the problem.
Was there a performance that night, and who was it?
That was Marilyn Horne.
Was
opening night. Yeah, and the Riverboat Ragtime Review was in the Soaring Theater, so we had the two shows going on.
And who was here, do you remember?
Everybody
the
from
Holtz,
town.
The Chambers,
all
the
of
Jacobs
yeah,
family.
Yeah.
Everybody was donating to this.
Everybody who had a hand in loving the arts for all those years and helping the LCAA productions help create the fundraising and the awareness raising all those years, ever since I was a kid.
And there wouldn't be Eugene, it wouldn't be in Eugene if there wasn't some controversy with the Hult Center.
Oh, always. Like, we changed our name that day.
Tell me that little story.
So that night they revealed the Hult's gift and
the Hult family.
The Hult
For those
family,
of you who
the
don't
Hult,
know, there's
yeah,
a Hult family.
The Hult family, and Nils and Joel Holt had donated a sizable contribution to the Hult Center, and it had been the Eugene Performing Arts Center prior to that, and now it is the Hult Center and has remained ever since.
So did they just rename it that night?
They renamed it to the public that night.
But did people know this was going to happen?
Nobody in my world.
So were people kind of surprised?
People were miffed.
So it kind of all changed and all this. Oh, yeah. I bet there was some squabbles going on with that.
There were a little. It was, the groundswell genesis of getting this building built was the bond levy, right? So
right.
The LCAA productions were created to help create funding to get bond measures passed. We failed, 2 times before we got it passed. So everybody was Eugene proud. And Eugene proud liked having Eugene on the name of the building.
But kind of, Marsha, step up this way just a little bit. So kind of the cool thing, though, just like everything in a town like this, the controversy went away and it became a wonderful facility.
Everybody likes being here. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And the party on the 16th is going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. It's for everybody, and everybody should come and walk around the building in places where they don't usually get to go. They can be with music, a movie, dancing, everything they want to do. They can spend all day with us.
Okay, tell us your favorite story. What do you have a favorite story that you can tell?
They're really hard to come up with, but the dearest to my heart is probably the people who met over a fake request for finding a lost umbrella in a symphony concert. So we got a phone call from the gentleman who said, "Oh, I think my seatmate took my umbrella. Can I get their number?" And we said, No, you can't get their number, but tell us your number and we'll call them and we'll see what's up." Well, it turned out he was really liked the girl next door, and in the end they got married. And,
So the Hult's been making matches
forever,
from the
yeah.
beginning, huh?
Yeah, so they actually asked if they could have permission to get married at their seats, and so we did do that.
Wow. So how much longer are you going to be here?
I guess, I don't know.
You
So
just
they
love
throw
it.
me
Do you
out.
love this?
I do love it. It's really odd. Like I tell everyone, nobody grows up thinking they really want to be a ticket office manager. It's just not one of those kinds of lawyer, doctor, oh yeah, ticket office manager. But it's a fabulous profession and it's a great place to work, great community to work within.
Well, I
And,
can say for I'm sure a lot of people out there, we're really glad you do it because it seems to work well, and we don't want you to go anywhere. So we'll put some job security in there for you. Okay? If you run into any problems, just call us.
We'll do that.
Thank you
We'll
for
do that.
talking to us,
Certainly,
Marcia, and thanks for
certainly.
sticking around for 35 years.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's awesome. So Rich, sounds like some big stuff coming up at the Hult
Oh,
Center. Sounds like a really great future for people. And if you're one of those people out there who says, I haven't gone to the Hult Center in a long time, it may be time to come back and see what this place is all about.
And if not, it won't cost you anything just to give us a try, especially for the 16th.
Yeah, for the 16th. So don't forget that. You know what? It's not probably a popular memory now because Bill Cosby's kind of not the best name anymore. But Bill Cosby came here once, and I had to introduce him, or I got to introduce him. And this is long before the controversy. And so we're downstairs in the room with him, and he's talking to me, and he goes, "You look nervous." And I go, "Well, I am, because you're Bill Cosby, And then I told him a story because when we were in the hallway, there was a gentleman out here in the hallway. He was really stoned. And he was just being, smoking pot. And he was really, really stoned and stuff. So I was telling Bill, yeah, this guy was out there and he's really stoned and he was just cracking me up. He was saying this and this. So in the show, while we're going, the guy was up in the booth, in the balcony, and he screamed down, "Hey, way to go, Bill!" And he goes, "Yeah, Rick told me all about you. You were stoned in the lobby like this." And I'm going, "Oh no!" And then he sat there for like 5 minutes and made jokes out of this guy in Eugene. Well, of course you're stoned in Eugene. It was hilarious. It was really funny. But that was back in the day. And my kids watch Sesame Street here. This is a big part of people's lives around here.
Yeah, yeah. And every time I speak with someone in the community, there's always some memory that they've had of some show or performance that they've seen here that just lights up their eyes to this day.
So there's going to be many more shows.
Oh yeah, we're hoping. We'll see what happens on the 70th.
So how do they find out more about upcoming performances and stuff like
So
that?
everything's going to be listed at HultCenter.org. That lists all of our upcoming Hult Presents shows. And also, just as a reminder, we are closing a giant contest at midnight tonight where someone will win a pair of tickets to every Hult Presents show for the coming year.
Yeah, that's what Teresa was saying. I didn't know it was tonight though. So tonight's the end of that.
Tonight's the end of it.
So how do they get on that?
So if you just go to HultCenter.org, it's right on. You'll see it right when you land on the page, and then you just have to tell us why you want to come to a year of performances, and we'll be announcing the winners at the 35th anniversary on the 16th.
So you're going to be looking. This is put on your creative hat.
Yeah. Well, we already have 3,000 entries, so I've got a lot of reading to do this next week.
Oh my gosh. Any fun? I'm sure you've had stories. You're seeing stories.
Yeah, and the most heartwarming thing about it is that the majority of people are saying that they would want to use the tickets to benefit their community, to share that possibly with people who would not have the opportunity to come and see some of these performances. And that really just warms our hearts to know that from the get-go, the community wants to make this a wider prize for everyone and not just one person going to way too many shows in 1 year.
All right, Rich, that's awesome.
Awesome, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And thanks for having me in. You guys, I'll be back in a second. So you guys, that's it. So the 16th is the big party, and it is free, but you need to get tickets. So you need to get in there and get those tickets. There's 2 showings of E.T., and then there's going to be a cake here, and then this hall is going to be filled with dancing the whole night away, and enjoying the place that we call the Hult Center for the Performing Arts. But that night, the real performance is going to be us as a community. So that's going to be something you really want to get involved with. And then you just heard Rich talking, and it closes tonight. You could win tickets to 2 tickets to every performance that goes on here at the Hult Center for the next year. You have to write a little essay about why, what your thoughts are. It'll tell you on there. And they already have 3,000, but don't let that dissuade you. You should get involved in that because that would be kind of a nice gift to have for there. So again, I'm Rick Dancer. This is Live with Rick Dancer. if you guys could do one thing for me, share this on your page so all your friends and neighbors know that the Hult Center is still a history, but it has a new history that's coming up, and we're all part of that. And also that they would know about that contest to win those tickets, and about the big event coming up on the 16th. So I don't know about you guys, but I still got smoke in my eyes, and I could tell by looking in here that they're all red. And hopefully by the weekend it's going to change. Tomorrow we're talking to Mayor Lucy Venice, Mayor of Eugene, about she had a recent trip, and she's going to talk with us about that. And we're at Provisions to find out the latest that's going on at Provisions Market Hall. So for now, that's it. Share this on your page if you would, please. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to get to that big party. All right. Thanks, you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow around noon. Oh, and Sunday we're at the Coburg Antique Fair at 9 o'clock in the morning. So come out and see us, and we will be live on your Facebook on Sunday at 9 o'clock in Coburg at the Antique Fair.